Welcome to Flexi Info YouTube channel. Today we will discuss the social, economic, and cultural background of the emergence of Indian nationalism in the 19th century. The emergence of Indian nationalism in the 19th century was a result of several social, economic, and cultural factors that came together to shape the nationalistic movement in India. The social background. In social background, the caste system and discrimination against lower castes played a significant role in shaping the Indian nationalist movement. The caste system, which was a major social institution in India, imposed strict restrictions on the mobility and opportunities of individuals based on their caste status. This discrimination against lower castes fueled the desire for social reform and equality among the masses. The rise of education and awareness among the Indian masses helped spread ideas of nationalism. The Indian National Congress, formed in 1885, was one of the earliest platforms for Indian nationalism, and it brought together a diverse range of individuals from different castes and regions. The economic background. In the economic background, the British colonial rule and exploitation of India's resources fueled resentment and calls for independence. The British colonial authorities implemented several economic policies that resulted in the drain of India's wealth to Britain and the exploitation of India's resources. The growth of Indian industry and trade led to the rise of a growing middle class with interests separate from those of the British colonial authorities. This middle class, which was mainly composed of merchants, lawyers, and teachers, became an important force in the nationalistic movement. The Indian National Congress, which was initially composed of the Indian middle class, became the primary platform for articulating the grievances and demands of the Indian people. The cultural background. In the cultural background, the revival of Hinduism and the awakening of Indian cultural identity played a significant role in the emergence of Indian nationalism. In the 19th century, several Hindu reform movements emerged, led by figures such as Ram Mohan Roy and Swami Vivekananda, who sought to modernize and reform Hinduism. These reform movements helped revive Hinduism and awaken Indian cultural identity, which helped shape the nationalistic movement in India. The impact of Western ideas and values, which was a result of British colonial rule, also played a significant role in shaping the nationalistic movement in India. The exposure to Western ideas and values led to criticism of traditional Indian practices and a desire to modernize and reform Indian society. In conclusion, the emergence of Indian nationalism in the 19th century was shaped by several social, economic, and cultural factors. The caste system and discrimination against lower castes, British colonial rule and exploitation of India's resources, and the revival of Hinduism and awakening of Indian cultural identity all contributed to the spread of nationalistic ideas and the desire for independence. The Indian National Congress, formed in 1885, became the primary platform for articulating the grievances and demands of the Indian people and eventually led to India's independence from British rule.